Dez Bryant and character issues may stop a contract. Skip Bayless, what do you make of this?
Wow. Stephen A., as much as you know I love Dez Bryant, as much as I've said on this show that the Cowboys cannot put the franchise tag on him and that they should go ahead and give him beyond Calvin Johnson money, I must tell you this gave me some pause. I saw Ed say this, Ed Werder, last night live on SportsCenter. Knocked me back in my chair for a second. I thought we were past that. I've worked with Ed Werder in the past. I have the utmost regard for him and his sources, especially when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, because Ed has covered the Cowboys, as have I. And for him to say there's still some apprehension that Dez is still plagued by some off-the-field issues quietly, that was news to me. We thought that was mostly in the past. I'm not sure what the specifics are here, but if Ed is saying there's some apprehension, I believe there's some apprehension on the part of the Joneses, Jerry and Stephen, as they face one of the biggest decisions they've made in their history as the owner and GM of the team. So my gut feeling is I would still close my eyes and plunge on this, but of course, if I'm sitting here across from you a year from today and Dez is having some issues and he's gotten suspended for those issues, as Ed points out, because the conduct policy is so much tougher now, I'm going to look pretty foolish. So my gut tells me I would plunge and I would still go with Dez. But this voice in the back of my head says, be careful here, because I think Ed is pointing to a tip of an iceberg that we might know exactly how much iceberg is underneath.
First of all, let's get some stuff out of the way. We don't even need to mention Ed Werder's name in this respect. The man is impeccable. He does a fantastic job reporting for ESPN. We're both honored to call him our colleague. He does an exceptional job on the Dallas Cowboys. This is not about him. A matter of fact, if it's anything about Ed Werder, it's about the fact that you can book it. Whatever he says is pretty close to gold when it comes to the Cowboys especially. So let's take him at his word. And let's just say that everything that he reported is absolutely on the money, because I certainly believe what Ed Werder reports. This is disgraceful. And I'm dead serious about this. This kind of stuff gets on my last nerves in ways that most people cannot imagine. Y'all don't understand how serious I am. So let me get this straight. We've been doing this all year. All year. The Dallas Cowboys.
At least one of us has. Yeah,
you've tried. The point is that we've been doing this all year. Dez Bryant coming to the rescue. Even though DeMarco Murray is running the ball lights out, 392 carries, carrying that football team, keeping the offense on the field, keeping the defense off the field, making the defense look better than it actually was, and all of this other stuff. When it was time to throw the football, who did they throw it to? They threw it to Dez Bryant. When Skip Bayless wants to sit there every week since the players will say, it was a catch. It was a catch. What is he talking about? He's talking about Dez. Because when all else fails, you put the ball up in the air. We ain't even talking about a play. Just throw it up. I'm going to go get it. This dude is a stud. We're talking about a dude that is rivaling Calvin Johnson right now, who got a $100 million deal, $48.5 million guaranteed. I've been on the record saying Dez Bryant deserves just as much, if not more. And then suddenly, when it's his time to get paid, suddenly, when he sits there and he says, Eugene Parker, who has a very, very good relationship with Jerry Jones, I want you to move to the side. Let me bring Jay-Z, Rock Nation and the crew up in here to represent me. All of a sudden, we got character questions. Really? Really? Character questions? I'm not saying that Dez Bryant didn't have those issues in the past, Skip Bayless, but like you said, you thought we were beyond it.
I did.
Why did you think we were beyond it? Not only because what we saw him do on the field of play, but also because of what the Dallas Cowboys promoted until he makes this decision. Now that it's contract time and it's time for him to get paid, all of a sudden we're going to bring these character issues into play. Who does that sound like, Skip Bayless?
Wait a second. Are you suggesting that Ed Werder is being used by Jerry Jones to disseminate this information?
No, well, first of all, no disrespect to Ed Werder whatsoever, but they ain't a reporter alive that doesn't get used.
Okay.
We all get used to disseminate information. That's no knock against Ed Werder. I mean, what the hell is Jerry Jones supposed to do? Go on national TV and say, you know what, I got character problems with Dez Bryant. Of course he's not going to do that.
Okay,
he's going to sit there and use a reporter to do it. I'm saying this is not about Ed Werder. I'm not questioning him. I'm simply saying to you, that it sounds a bit, it seems a tad bit odd that now that it's time for Dez Bryant to get paid, suddenly there are character issues. And I'm telling you something, this is another thing that resonates with me. Deshaun Jackson in Philadelphia, 1,000+ yard receiver, arguably the best deep threat in football. The Philadelphia Eagles want to get rid of him. Character issues. Dez Bryant, the Dallas Cowboys don't want to pay him what he believes he's worth. Character issues. That stuff is starting to get on my nerves.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, I'm the guy on the record, mind you. I'm the guy on the record calling out a bunch of brothers for getting busted because they can't stay off the weed. Okay?
True.
But this type of stuff here resonates with me profoundly because I'm like, look, if you don't want to pay him, don't pay him. But when something like this happens, Skip, you know what that says? Well, we don't want to pay you, but we don't want to lose you. So we're going to put some stuff out there to make other people a bit reluctant to pay you.
Yeah.
Even though he's restricted, they can franchise him.
Yeah.
In the end, you know that's going to be a bad sell for you if you try to pull that off. And by the way, last point, this is the NFL, man. This argument makes sense to me. If it's the NBA, you're guaranteed contract for a lengthy period of time. In football, you can get out of anything. You can restructure. You can cut salary. You can cut players. There are ways to get out of your contract.
Okay, but you can't get out of $48.5 million guaranteed.
But what I'm saying to you is this. The man has earned it. You had no problem celebrating him before. I didn't hear anything about Dez Bryant's character when you were chasing the champ.
Okay, just for the record, and I do not know this, nor do you, but it's possible that Ed Werder sniffed out this information and reported it on his own, not from Jerry Jones. Maybe he didn't get this straight from Jerry.
I'm not saying that he got it from Jerry Jones. I'm saying sniffed it out from where? Where the hell is it coming from? Green Bay?
No,
it's coming from Dallas.
No, but it could come from a local police department. I don't know. It could.
It's coming from Dallas. And let me tell you.
Well, you don't know this now.
Skip. Okay, fine. You want me to say I don't know? I'm not a fly in the world. Am I accusing the Dallas Cowboys of doing this? You're damn right I am. Okay. I'm flat out accusing them because I believe. And by the way, no, I have not been a reporter for 40+ years like you. But I have been a reporter for 20+ years. All right? I've accomplished my own stuff, and I know and I've broken many, many stories in my career. And I am telling you, when you look and I don't care where you get information from. In the end, the organizations always have something to do with it. Always, especially when it comes to your money. When it comes to your money,
let's be careful with that.
Listen. Again, I don't mean literally from the top. It may not have been Jerry or Stephen Jones. It could have just been a coordinator. It could have been a teammate. It could have been the equipment manager. It could have been somebody. But there is no way on earth that something like this comes out about Dez Bryant and the Cowboys organization in totality has nothing to do with it. That is impossible.
Okay. Is it possible that Ed is simply suggesting they, Jerry and Stephen Jones, are apprehensive simply because of the incidents in the past? Now, we can categorize those incidents as minor to sort of major incidents. I never thought any single incident was all that terrible, but there were a number of skirmishes, if you will.
Sure.
The law got called to his house a number of times, and you can say, well, no big deals there, but they added up to a big deal over time. Did they end a year ago? That's what I thought. I was under the impression, but I'm from a distance here. I wasn't trying to report that story. So did those incidents end and that the apprehension is still caused because of Dez's past, not anything he did in recent time?
If you want somebody on your team, then you pay them what they're worth. It's that simple, or you move on. You don't sit there and celebrate them and just extol praises beyond comprehension about their value to your team and how you wouldn't be this, that, or the third without them. We talk about Dez Bryant's skill set. We talk about how high-strung he is. We talk about how motivational he is. We talk about how he will not sit back and allow you to be lackadaisical. We talk about all these intangibles, and then all of a sudden when it's time for him to get paid, now we're going to bring up the other stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the hot seat here. If you're Jerry Jones and you're about to write that check for $50 million guaranteed to Dez Bryant, would you be at all concerned or apprehensive, to use Ed's word, about what Dez has done in his past, even if it's in his distant past?
I would be concerned, but not to the point where I'm going to rob him of what. First of all, I'm a businessman, so I'm going to try to get the best product for the cheapest labor. I don't mind that. But what I'm not going to do is denigrate this man's character just to get over on him. What I'm going to do is call Dez in office. You grown up? You've matured? Really? So you know what? I got this contract here. Now, you think you're worth X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
I'm not even arguing with you. Calvin Johnson's give $48.5 million. He has $50 million in guaranteed dollars for you, with the caveat: any off the field incident opens it up to us dealing with you, getting rid of you or something. In other words,
that's a big caveat now.
A morals clause. Excuse me. It's not a big caveat for somebody that knows how to act.
Okay.
And want their money.
I'm with you.
And want their money.
So what I'm trying to say to you, there is a way to handle this without trying to rob this man of his money. You can simply sit there and say, look, man, because listen, we work for ESPN. For those of you who don't know, ESPN's Walt Disney. We're a happy place. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? Guess what? ESPN doesn't have to tell us. Let us violate some moral clauses and watch what happens. We're done. It's understood.
Sure.
Go ahead and mess around if you want to with Walt Disney and watch what happens to you. I accept it. As far as I'm concerned, they have a moral clause in my contract. Man, please, where do I sign? I'm getting this money. All I got to do is behave. Please.
No, I hear
done.
you.
No problem.
But as you know,
no problem.
Under your circumstance, last year in the NFL, about half the league would be done, right?
That's right, and they would deserve it.
Yeah.
And they would deserve it because of the way they acted.
All right.